assume that I probably didn't. But hello there everyone, welcome back. Today's video, obviously last video before Halloween, so we're going to do a little Halloween special, where I'm going to be reading a little bit, some fun facts, and then I also have a little spooky story to read, which realistically isn't even really that spooky. If anything, I found it more intriguing, so that's why I wanted to read it. Also, hopefully I didn't spook you too bad at the start. Originally, I was going to use this to try and scare you. This old scary sock. And I was going to try and just put that in the frame and use that to scare y'all. And actually, originally, I had a scary mask, but I lost it. So instead of using that, and instead of using this, I kept it nice. And I just used my scary face to try and scare y'all. Now, before we get into the video, I just want to say, at the time of recording, we are 7 subscribers away from hitting 1,000. 1K subscribers. So I just want to say thank you very much for all the support recently. It's been a great journey so far. Let's keep it going. If you're new, subscribe. And if you like the video or enjoyed the video, leave a like. And so for 1,000 subscribers, I have no clue what I want to do. I was thinking maybe a Q&A, but I don't know if any of y'all would be interested in that. So if you have any video ideas or suggestions for 1,000 subscribers, leave it down in the comments below, I guess. And I'll probably make a community post, posting a little picture to thank y'all once we hit the 1,000. And if I ask for questions in that, then I guess I'm doing a Q&A. So just watch out for that. Okay. Besides that, let's get into the reading, which, gotta say something again, I actually hurt my back the other day really bad. So if I happen to yelp in pain, I'm really sorry. I'll try my best not to yelp in pain, but I am just a little bit hurt right now. Just consider it your holiday spook if I happen to yelp and scare you. So first, just a couple of facts, and I'll just be going on and off between whispering and speaking kind of softly, or I might just end up whispering a lot more because it's easier to whisper right now. So let's start with some fun facts. The holiday, Halloween, dates back more than 2,000 years. It's even older than Christianity itself. It all started as a pre-Christian Celtic or Celtic festival called Samhain, which means summer's end, held around the 1st of November. The feast recognized the final day of the fall harvest and spirits crossing over, since they believed the veil between the living and spirit world were thinnest at that time. People in Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France used to ward off ghosts by lighting sacrificial Some Halloween rituals used to involve finding a husband. During the 18th century, single ladies devised Halloween traditions that were supposed to help them find a romantic match. Doesn't seem like the best time to be trying to find love when there's demons and ghosts running afoot. But apparently, women would throw apple peels over their shoulders, hoping to see their future husband's initials in the pattern when they landed. So I guess if you got like MJ, I guess you could say Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan, somebody might be your man. When they bobbed for apples at parties, it was said the winner would marry first. Most spookily, they even used to stand in a dark room, holding a candle in front of a mirror to look for their future husband's face to appear in the glass. That is creepy. That's really creepy. I wouldn't advise doing that. You might end up seeing something that is not going to be your husband. Interesting. Sugar rationing during World War II halted trick-or-treating. Because of the shortage of sweet stuff, trick-or-treating wasn't as big of a deal during World War II. After the rationing ended, it was all systems go on the candy collecting front. The candy collecting front. Candy companies began launching advertising campaigns to cash in on the ritual and make sure kids were clamoring for their products to show up in their candy buckets and spare pillowcases. Which, by the way, using a pillowcase as your bucket, undefeated on Halloween. It gives you so much space. I guess so long as you have a big pillowcase. Halloween is now the second largest commercial holiday in the country. It ranks second after only Christmas. Makes sense. Everybody loves Christmas. Dang. Consumers spent approximately $9 billion on Halloween in 2019, according to the National Retail Federation. Spending was down a bit in 2020 because of the COVID pandemic, of course, but Americans still forked over $8 billion overall, or an average of $92 per person. Wow, I've spent nothing this Halloween. You know, my neighbors have been going absolutely all out on their decorations. Like, holy crap, I wish I could record it, but I don't know if that's legal. Most Americans spend on candy, decorations, and costumes. Of course, what else would there be to spend on during Halloween? It's just about candy, making your house look scary, and then making you look scary. The Irish also brought us jack-o'-lanterns. As the story goes, an Irish man named Stingy Jack tricked the devil and therefore was not allowed into heaven or hell. So he spent his days roaming the earth, carrying a lantern that went by Jack of the Lantern. Try not to get goosebumps when you carve up your own pumpkins this year. Yeah, which I'm pretty sure there was actually a couple episodes of The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy where they met Jack, and that's actually how I know about that story, is from that show when I was a kid. Just a little fun fact for y'all. This one's interesting. Jack-o'-lanterns used to be carved out of turnips, potatoes, and beets. Beets, nasty. Turnips, potatoes. Jack-o'-lanterns did originate in Ireland after all. Once Halloween became popular in America, people used pumpkins instead. This year, you might consider adding some creative produce to your Halloween tableau for a more natural look that also has historical origins. So if you happen to not have pumpkins for a jack-o'-lantern, if you use a turnip, potato, or a beet, There's also traditional Halloween bread in Ireland. It's called barmbrack, or just brack. Some good old brack, brack, brack. The sweet loaf typically contains dark and golden raisins, as well as a small hidden toy ring. Similar to the classic king cake, that's a tongue twister. At Mardi Gras, tradition dictates that the person who finds the item will come into good fortune in the coming year. Illinois produces up to 5 times more pumpkins than any other state. Interesting. And I think Illinois actually does have a lot of farmland, so that might not be that crazy. Also, is it pronounced Illinois, or is it Illinois? Which would y'all say? I think Illinois is the proper way to pronounce it, but I think I'd say Illinois, just to bother people. Candy corn was originally called chicken feed. The Golitz Confectionery Company originally sold the polarizing treat in boxes with a rooster on the front in order to appeal to America's agricultural roots. According to National Geographic, the sugary recipe has gone largely unchanged since the 1880s. Love 'em or hate 'em, you can't argue with candy corn's consistency. Yeah, I also thought maybe I could make like a candy tier list, but I don't know if y'all would care at all. But I'll say candy corn. I actually like candy corn. I know a lot of people that don't, but I think candy corn is pretty good. I will say though, it is pretty boring as a candy. It's just little pieces of sugar pretty much. Sugary wax. So it's not all that crazy, but it's good. It's just not super diverse or anything like that. Although they do have different flavors nowadays. Princesses and superheroes rank as the most popular kids' costumes. Adults dress as witches most frequently, according to the National Retail Federation. Okay. In 2019, the most popular costume for dogs was a pumpkin. The most popular costume for cats is hiding under the couch, hissing at the very idea. That's very funny of them. Very, very funny. Skittles are the top Halloween candy. No chocolate, no problem. The bite-sized fruit candies outranked M&M's, Snickers, and Reese's Cups, according to 11 years of sales data from CandyStore.com. And even though candy corn made the top 10, the tricolored treats also ranked among the worst Halloween candies, according to a CandyStore.com survey. No wonder post-trick-or-treating candy trades can get so heated. Personally, one of my favorite candies is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Absolutely amazing. Great candy, one of the top tiers. I also really love Swedish Fish, personally, if any of y'all ever see me. Swedish Fish is the weight of my heart. But I actually don't really like chocolate all that much. M&M's, yeah, they're alright. I can eat some M&M's, but they're not like my go-to. Snickers, nah, I don't like stuff with peanuts. But interesting to know that candy corn made the top 10 best and worst. Like I said. Oh, this one's kind of sad. Some shelters used to suspend black cat adoptions for Halloween. They feared that the animals were in danger from satanic cults that wanted them for nefarious purposes in the days leading up to Halloween. Okay, maybe not so sad, because they're saving their lives. Now, though, shelters have gone in the opposite direction. Many even promote black cat adoptions in October, using the pre-adoption screening and interview process to weed out anyone with the wrong intentions. Not sure how thorough the interview process process can be, because if they're in a satanic cult, why would they let you know? But whatever. As long as the cats get treated fairly. Alright, last fact, and then we'll get into the little story. The night before Halloween is called Mischief Night, or Goosey Night in some places. Goosey Night, like a goose. Interesting. For those who've lived on the East Coast and in the Midwest, it's probably not news to you that lots of teens and tweens pull pranks on October 30th. But from toilet papering the trees outside someone's house to egging cars and more dangerous capers, the tradition never really made its way to the West Coast. And I actually, one time, when I was younger, probably in like 2012, I was probably like 10, 11 years old. One time, the day of Halloween, I got home early. My mom wasn't home. That year, I was dressing up as a clown, right? I think I might have started that trend of the clowns going out and messing with people. But I went out as a clown at like 4 p.m. It wasn't Halloween time yet. It wasn't time for people to be out in their costumes. But I went out in my clown costume and just felt like walking around just to be weird. And I found some guy walking down the street. Some random dude. And he saw me, got scared, and he started running away, and I started chasing him. Probably shouldn't have told that, but I just felt like I needed to. Sounds funny. Of course, I didn't do anything to the guy. And after a while, I gave up, of course, but I did chase somebody one Halloween a long time ago. Okay, now, on to the story, which I think I'm just going to whisper this because it's easier for me to whisper right now. This one, again, it's not really scary, but I just thought it was intriguing. So it's called They Got the Definition Wrong by Loiu. L-L-O-I-U. L-L-O-I-U. That's how you spell their name. And the screen grab says, insanity is realizing you no longer fall asleep. So, let's read this. Actually, I'm not going to whisper. I'll just read it. It has been said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I understand the sentiment behind the saying, but it's wrong. I entered the building on a bet. I was strapped for cash and didn't buy into the old legends of the hotel to begin with, so $50 was more than enough to get me to do it. It was simple. Just reach the top floor, the 45th floor, shine my flashlight from a window. The hotel was old and broken, including the elevator, so that meant hiking up the stairs. So up the stairs I went. As I reached each platform, I noted the old brass plaques displaying the floor numbers. 15, 16, 17, 18. I felt a little tired as I crept higher, but so far, no ghosts, no cannibals, no demons. Piece of cake. I can't tell you how happy I was as I entered that last stretch of numbers. I joyfully counted them aloud at each platform. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 44. I stopped and looked back down the stairs. I must have miscounted, so I continued up. 44. One more flight. 44. And then down 10 flights. 44. 15 flights. 44. And so it's been for as long as I can remember. So really, insanity isn't doing something repeatedly and expecting different results. It's knowing that the results will never ever change, that each door leads to the same staircase, to the same number. It's realizing you no longer fall asleep. It's not knowing whether you've been running for days, or weeks, or years. It's when the sobbing slowly turns into laughter. And that's the end. It's not even, I guess it was kind of a story. But it was more about defining insanity. Like, this feels like this could have been like the prequel to a crazy character being created, like the Joker. It's when, especially that last line, it's when the sobbing slowly turns into laughter. That, can't tell me that doesn't have the Joker written all over it. Okay. But that's it for this video. I don't know how relaxing that was. I feel like the soft-spoken was weird. Whatever. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Hopefully you liked. I'll leave the websites in the description down below if you care to check them out for whatever reason. Otherwise, happy Halloween. Stay safe out there. Let me know what you want to see for 1,000 subscribers, and have fun. Don't throw out the candy corn. If anything, throw out the dots. All that nasty stuff. Keep the Tootsie Rolls, the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, the Kit Kats. Keep those. Keep the Skittles. Keep the keep the Twix. I love Twix. I love Twix so much. Oh, I feel like it's so underrated. I love me some Twix. You know, before we leave, one thing, or one Halloween, some lady, instead of giving out candy, she was giving out apples and bags of chips, which was so weird and also kind of creepy. Because when I got my bag of chips, it was already slightly opened, which is like, red flag. So, if you're going to give out something on Halloween this year, make it candy. Just keep people happy. Don't try and be weird or be like, here's an apple to be healthy. It's a night to have fun. Eat candy, sugary goodness, and pass out. So again, with that being said, I'll see y'all later. Have a relaxing night. Safe Halloween.